Hello again from the hugely impressive surroundings of the Piazza Stadium in Milan. This an Italian fixture to savour as Milan and Napoli, the top two in Serie A, meet head-on in a heavyweight contest that, as we can see from the table, may well have a considerable bearing on the destiny of this season's title. Milan plays 2 points behind Napoli, the leaders. Down at the bottom, at least Verona and Ascoli are in touching distance of their fellow strugglers, to include Fiorentina and Lazio in the buff. A pulsating atmosphere in the stadium. Two sides who've been hopeful of winning the championship last season, but missed out by a distance in the end as Inter romped away with the championship, winning with a points total for the Scudetto. This season, Milan have been chiselling away at Napoli's lead. They were 5 points adrift a couple of months back, but now are hoping to draw level with them. Diego Maradona will, of course, be the focal point of attention in the Napoli side, taking his place in this starting 11. One that doesn't include Correca, the Brazilian, who is out injured, although one at some stage he's on the bench, even though he's not. Basten has been so lethal this season. Today, the European Footballer of the Year for the past 2 seasons is partnered by Daniele Massaro. And it will be Napoli in their away strip, to attacking from right to left. Napoli have won 5 of their last 14 games in Serie A away to Milan, drawing on 7 occasions too in that time, so it's been a successful ground for them here. Wearing 7 is Giancarlo Corradini. Another offence by RiJkaard, this time on Francini. His socks characteristically around his ankles, as they always are. Good interception then by RiJkaard. But now it's Maradona, his first contribution. That was Baroni who stepped up from the back, but now it's Marco van Basten. Very much the idol of this Milan crowd. I think he's just lifted that too far. Massaro, Mauro Tassotti. Yes, a throw to Milan. Quickly into their stride here, Massaro. Alemao. Almost dithering, and he's got away with it. He'll be another key man for Napoli today, Alemao, the Brazilian. Here's RiJkaard. Ancelotti in pursuit, but he won't keep that in play. Mauro taking the throw then for Napoli. He's played alongside Zico at Udinese, Platini with Juventus, and now Maradona for Napoli. He's been in good company. Arrigo Sacchi, who followed up his Scudetto win in his first season at Milan, with the European Cup no less in his second. This is RiJkaard. Oh, Massaro with a clever spin then. In goes Donadoni. And Giuliani had to be on his guard then as Donadoni sprinted through. Good awareness shown then by the goalkeeper. He's kept clean sheets in his last 4 in Serie A, but is being tested now. Donadoni. Napoli survive. And break it away through Crippa. Napoli have lost just once in Serie A this season. That was back in late December, when they went down 3-0 away to Lazio. On by Crippa. Is there an offside flag? There is. Maradona waiting to guide it in. It won't count. Carnevale was offside. And he's getting some earache now from Pazzagli. Andrea Pazzagli, who's been preferred to Giovanni Galli in the Milan goal for the past 3 months or so now. His first season at the San Siro. Wayward ball then in search of Maldini. Plying his trade down the left for Milan, the 21-year-old, already with over 100 Serie A games behind him and 17 full international caps. RiJkaard, the Dutchman. Massaro making that angle run. He's got Colombo to his right and RiJkaard in support as well. Good movement here from Milan. Maldini. Here's Ancelotti. Settling for the throw off Mauro. Really experienced player, Ancelotti, in the midfield for Milan today. A very mobile midfield too. And that's a trip, surely. Foul by Mauro. Ancelotti, who was sent flying then. Poor challenge really from Mauro. Can Milan find a breakthrough here in front of their passionate following? Carnevale with Maldini, getting the better of him too. Now it's Mauro. Maldini quickly back to defend. Really has made exceptional progress in the recent seasons. Carlo Maldini, he had some help then from the likes of Ancelotti. But back up Napoli once more. There's all the makings of an absorbing contest, this one, but now Van Basten has been pulled back. Yes, it's a free kick to Napoli. Maradona with an exchange of views then with Baresi. Yes, it's that far forward. Today's referee, Luigi Agnolin, one of Italy's top referees, and indeed on FIFA's international list. Top man for a top job today. Maradona, who else, will take this free kick for the team from Naples. It's a decent one too, met by Carnevale. Only Van Basten upfield for Milan. Here's Corradini. Now Alemao, gifted Brazilian with a lovely touch. But how much will they miss Crippa again today, I wonder? Don't forget he is on the bench if needed. RiJkaard breaking for Milan. We've got 4-5 up now. Ancelotti. Milan really probing now. It's Maldini. Good save. Van Basten. Just couldn't turn it in. Giuliani good enough to get his hand to it, but it seemed to be into the path of Van Basten, who arrived very bravely then. Such a smart one-handed save by Giuliani. And it was a terrific block by Ferrara that saved the day. Both players have injured themselves now after that collision. Neither held back. Van Basten, the predator, and Ferrara on his 23rd birthday today, coming to Napoli's rescue as Van Basten came hurtling in. Maldini's shot that was parried by Giuliani. And he just about did enough then, Ferrara. But he's paid the price for it. Van Basten, 14 goals in Serie A so far this season in just 16 games. It's a remarkable return. 19 in the last season in the Italian top flight. El Carnevale and of course Diego Maradona, their talisman. I think he'll be okay, he'll battle on. Player of immense character, Ferrara. Credit to Giuliani for the initial save from Maldini. Native Roman, who's on the wrong side of 30 now, Giuliani, with his 4th club in Napoli. That was Costacurata. Mauro trying to thread it through, 2 players on their way back. Maradona and Carnevale both offside. And Milan have taken the kick quickly. Tassotti. Touched off by Van Basten to his Dutch compatriot, RiJkaard. But then an awkward bounce that deceived Carlo Ancelotti. Mauro. Finding Alemao. Fairly hectic at this stage. Milan pressing up towards that halfway line. There's an offside flag against Massaro, who just went a fraction too soon. Massaro, who was on loan to Roma in the last campaign after spending the previous 2 years with Milan. Enjoying his most prolific season so far in front of goal. Marco van Basten trying to release Colombo, who stuck to his task gamely. But the decision has gone against him, much to the dismay of the vast majority in this crowd. Well, his boot was high, but I would have thought so was the defenders. Baroni. Maradona manhandled. Not for the last time in this game, I would think. As ever, being singled out for special treatment, as he is in every match he plays. Baroni with the kick. Here's Mauro. Some nifty footwork too. Still Mauro, bent in towards Carnevale. Maradona's up as well. Alemao. A little short on the pass there. It let in RiJkaard. Free kick to Milan. Napoli and Milan ended last season second and third respectively, behind Inter, the champions. Who had a marvellous season, 58 points, a record total, 11 clear of Napoli in the end. Won by Ancelotti. Mauro muscled out of it though, unfairly in the referee's eyes, by Ancelotti. Seemed fairly innocuous. I think Mauro made a meal of that. Although he did impede him. It's Mauro with the kick. Half an hour gone in the first half. No breakthrough as yet. Milan coming closest to a goal. That chance that came the way of Marco van Basten. Tassotti setting forward now. Massaro making that angled run. He's very adept at doing that too. Colombo. Then Tassotti endeavouring to bend it in. It was Alemao in the way. Franco Baresi. Here's Costacurata. Seems to be establishing himself as a regular now, a fixture alongside Baresi. That's a foul on Van Basten. Two of the Dutchmen playing today, the third one, Ruud Gullit, out with a long-term knee problem. Baroni was the offender then. Donadoni with the free kick. As Milan seek this opening goal in this very tight contest against their championship rivals. Napoli mainly on the defensive in this first half, as they are now. And that's surely going out. Massaro can't keep it alive. Claiming the corner, and it is. Donadoni. Rolled on invitingly to Baresi. He wasn't far away then. Not exactly renowned as a goal scorer, Baresi, but he did get a hat-trick last month in a cup win over Messina. Although two of those goals did come from the penalty spot. Always swinging well wide of goal on this occasion. Massimo Crippa. Napoli quite prepared to be patient. Just take the sting out of Milan's attacking sorties. Mauro. man stepping up, looking for offside, but no flag. I think we can guess what he thought. Agnolin adamant there was no offside, and it will be a corner then to Napoli, to be taken by Diego Maradona. Hasn't really been able to influence his first half too much so far. Perhaps he can now. Oh, the keeper was tempted out a long way and had no chance of getting there, but Crippa, much to the goalkeeper's relief, Pazzagli has headed over the bar. He was stranded then, the goalkeeper.
Fancy a dream ride? ESPN Classic invites you to the world's biggest and most prestigious historic motorsport event. Lose yourself in a race of speed and elegance where everyone is a winner. ESPN Classic presents the premiere of Goodwood Revival. Sunday at 6, only on ESPN Classic.
This program is brought to you by Rolex.
So far so good for Giuliani in that Napoli goal. They normally do well here. Milan have won just twice at home to Napoli in Serie A in the last 17 years. Here's Tassotti, tidying up for Milan. Costacurata. Well, that's a slip then by Baresi. Not too costly, as it turned out. Can't take too many chances, though, with Diego Maradona in the vicinity. Paolo Maldini. Now Evani. Massaro. Evani again. He's done really well, too. Evani's cross, dealt with by Carnevale. Such a hard-working player in this Napoli team. Ancelotti spreading the play intelligently now. It's Colombo. RiJkaard on the overlap. Colombo again. And the tackle's flying in. Play on, says the referee. Tassotti is doing exactly that. Another tumble in the box. Basten going down this time. Again, no sympathy from the officials. Baroni says it's a dive. Well, there was hardly any contact at all then, as he clashed with Baroni. Well, they're still arguing the point. Looked a fairly innocuous challenge to me. Maldini. Good play by Massaro. And it was Ancelotti and Maldini again, taking every opportunity to advance down that left side for Milan. Paolo Maldini. Such a cultured footballer. And Napoli at the moment with their backs to the wall. Ancelotti. This is Tassotti. Now Alemao. It's going nowhere. Tassotti. Now RiJkaard. Alemao was after him. The crowd had seen him. And then another firm challenge by Costacurata. Maradona outmaneuvered. Carnevale, who really is spending more time in his own half than Milan's. It's Massaro. Stretching Alemao. But still no way through. Colombo. Now Tassotti. Basten's in the middle. Evani. He's been bright and bubbly since coming on. Just putting that cross too far, though. And eventually Tassotti running out of pitch. But this is a strong, strong spell for Milan, and the crowd are sensing it too. A real test of Napoli's resolve and their defensive resilience. A heavily reinforced defence, I'd have to say. Colombo, Van Basten. In steps Maradona. Was getting involved, but the referee has given the free kick. And Milan have another chance to mount an attack. Baresi. Here's the skipper again. Now Ancelotti. This is RiJkaard. Colombo, rather careless then, in possession for Milan. And then Carnevale just lashed out at Massaro. The two number 11s in conflict. I'm not sure how much intent there was, but he certainly lunged out his arm then, Carnevale. Well, he certainly caught him. The referee doesn't seem too concerned. Massaro is. Now he's calmed down. Sacchi looking on as tempers become a little frayed for a moment. But order has been restored. And it's just the free kick for Milan. Taken by Ancelotti. Now some pushing in there. And respite for Napoli. At the halfway stage, it's goalless. There's confrontation between the top two, which threatened to boil over here right on half-time, as Carnevale lunged out at Massaro. So Milan getting ready to start this second half. They have certainly had most of the play. We've not seen too much of Maradona so far. Napoli will be the happier of the two teams at this stage. Milan looking for their 8th consecutive Serie A win, but it's not been easy. Napoli packing their defence, and I'm sure that will stay the trend. Colombo being policed by Francini. And it will be Napoli's throw. Here's Maradona. Just skipping past the tackles. Costacurata to tidy up. Maldini. Van Basten. Not on the same wavelength though as Evani or Ancelotti. Milan lost just twice at home in Serie A last season against Inter and Atalanta, and just once this season. Lazio got the better of them way back in week 2 in September. Corradini. Caught then by Van Basten. Corradini, who doesn't give too much away. Baresi, then to Maldini. Ancelotti, and a forceful run to Evani. Giving Milan some width down this left side. Still Evani. A decent ball in, and Massaro! Such a good finish from Massaro. Napoli caught out. At last their defence has been unlocked. And it needed that superb ball in from Evani. And it was really firmly met then by Massaro. His 7th goal in Serie A this season and his 10th in all competitions. Too hot for the keeper Giuliani as it whistled past him. And Milan have edged in front right at the start of the second half. Just 2 minutes in. Now will Napoli come out and play? Just what Milan needed, and maybe the game as well. Alemao. Ferrara ploughing his way out of the mud until he was tripped then by RiJkaard. Very poor challenge from the Dutchman. Ferrara back on his feet, back in the fray, and they need him too. Milan, I'm sure, won't settle for the one goal. It's not in their nature. Alemao. Get those defenders squeezing up. Corradini mopping up. That, incidentally, was the first goal that goalkeeper Giuliani has conceded in 5 games now in Serie A. Corradini. Now it's Mauro. Good anticipation by Maldini. It's Van Basten. With Evani hurtling forward in support. Going for that near post. Just scraped the outside of the upright too there. It's a let-off for Napoli, who were fully stretched here. A good opportunity spurned then really by Evani. On as a late substitute in the first half for Milan. Donadoni was the man who gave way. Here's Alemao. Cross comes Costacurata. Normally very solid, not on that occasion. And finally the keeper has to hang on. Pazzagli. I think he got hurt then too. He's holding his head at the moment. Colombo. Yes, offside Carnevale. Well, Napoli have to be a little more adventurous now if they are to stand any chance of turning this around. A ground, remember, on which they normally excel. Against Milan, anyway. Van Basten. That's a good challenge, though, by Baroni. Made his Serie A debut here some 8 years ago against Inter when he was playing for Fiorentina as an 18-year-old, Marco Baroni. Alberigo Evani will take this kick. That's RiJkaard on the near post. Maldini is further back. Out by Corradini, then Alemao. Here's the Brazilian again. And they need some invention from the likes of Alemao and Maradona. But easy pickings here for Franco Baresi. He's had in general a trouble-free afternoon at the back there for Milan. Maradona with a problem. Not really been a major influence so far in this game. A regular scorer against Milan during his 6 seasons with Napoli, Maradona. Yes, he clashed them with Costacurata. Paolo Maldini. Then Baresi. No real sign at the moment of any impending change in the balance of power. That was Baroni with a late challenge on Marco Van Basten. Napoli are warming up Antonio Careca on the sidelines, so maybe we'll see him soon. Here he is, out for the last 8 competitive games, on his way back from injury. Well, they need some inspiration. Evani's kick, met by RiJkaard. Then Colombo. Finally, they clear their lines, but not too far. It's Costacurata. He seemed to lead with his arm with that challenge. Free kick rightly given. RiJkaard. Now Maradona. Getting away from Costacurata, at least he would have done, but for that trip by Ancelotti. Not easy travelling with the ball, even with his skill on this surface. It's very bumpy. But here at least a chance for Napoli to draw level in this top-of-the-table fixture in Serie A. 10 goals in 17 starts for Napoli in Serie A this season. Maradona and has already bettered his tally from last season. Finally taking it. It was repelled by RiJkaard. And again Milan got it right defensively. Too long for Van Basten. RiJkaard. Then Evani. RiJkaard spreading the play to find Colombo. Van Basten. He couldn't do that again if he tried. He's not infallible. The European Footballer of the Year for the last 2 seasons, Marco Van Basten. Change here for Napoli. Off goes Mauro and on comes RiJkaard. He's missed a number of games through injury. A worrying sight for Sacchi to see RiJkaard, the Brazilian star, coming on. Such a proven goal scorer. And a real shining light in the Italian game. Evani. Servicing Ancelotti, then Maldini. Ancelotti, who's been outstanding in midfield. Now Costacurata. Options to his right, including Colombo. Ancelotti. Possession here from Milan. Can they find some penetration? Not that way. That was Van Basten. Far too casual. So was Alemao. Against some superb work at midfield from Carlo Ancelotti. RiJkaard and then Van Basten. It's RiJkaard again. Working it on to Ancelotti. Now there's an injury to Alemao, who I think got caught when he did it in possession some 30 seconds or so ago. Showing too much of the ball to Ancelotti, who won it cleanly and fairly, but he did fall awkwardly, Alemao. He struggled with injuries in his first season with Napoli. Into his second one now. Came from Atletico Madrid. Well, Milan certainly the dominant force in this game. And now it seems Napoli might be losing Alemao, one of their more imaginative players. Gianfranco Zola, 23-year-old Sardinian, being prepared now to come on. Tip for big things, Gianfranco Zola, having been signed from Italy's 3rd division back in the summer. He's mainly been a sub, having featured in just over a dozen top-flight games for Napoli. And that is a worrying sight, as Alemao is stretchered away. Tassotti. Here's RiJkaard, constantly on the move. So too, though, is Carnevale, who's played more as a left back today than a forward. Well, I wish Alemao a speedy recovery. Costacurata. Now Maldini. Here's Ancelotti. So much confidence about Milan's approach play. He's had little chance to shine up front. mainly having to defend for his team. More work to do now. Evani, the left footer, has come across to take this. RiJkaard among the targets, and of course Basten. And Massaro, who's proved he's no slouch in the air. And it's in! Oh, what a header from Maldini! Maybe they were looking out for others. It was a towering header in from Paolo Maldini. His first goal in Serie A in 2 years. It's a memorable one too. Giuliani here almost rooted to the spot as it flashed past him. It's 2-0 to Milan. With less than 20 minutes to go, surely now they have this match very much under their control.
Pasión needs no translation. Furia Española, 2 weeks of the best Spanish sport. Starts Friday at 1900 on ESPN Classic.
Costacurata to Tassotti. It's hard to see just at the moment how Napoli are going to find a way back into this game. They really have been outplayed for the most part by a buoyant Milan side. 2 goals in the second half, which just 15 minutes now remain. Tassotti. Milan so compact at the back and always the brighter team coming forward, as they're doing now. Offside. Baroni with Crippa. Corradini thought he was fouled. Not so according to the referee. Well on then by Baroni. Well in, Maldini has another super game, and Colombo here is onside. But to no avail. Carnevale. Just can't seem to get him ahead of steam though, really, Napoli. Carnevale again. Easily dealt with by Maldini. Massaro. Now Ancelotti. Really has been a commanding force in the midfield. On to RiJkaard. They have so often those two been in perfect harmony. Unlucky then, Milan. And it's out of play off Carnevale. Just dictating the flow and the pace of the game, Milan. RiJkaard. Now Basten. Stringing their passes together so cohesively. It's Massaro. Ancelotti letting it run on to RiJkaard. Now Basten. Colombo. Milan captain the Napoli half. And a despairing lunge then by Carnevale. I can't possibly believe what he's complaining about. He just clattered into Colombo. The ball had long since gone. Across comes Evani. More danger here then for Napoli, given the way that second goal was conceded. Evani. Zola. And he was clearly pulling Evani. Struggling to make an impact, Zola. That applies to just about everyone in this Napoli team. On the back foot again, Colombo. Francini just about getting his act together in time. Here's Fusi. Crippa. Napoli really only showing glimpses of the form that took them to their first major honour in Europe last season when they lifted the UEFA Cup. Well, they are, remember, in this game, the league leaders in Serie A at the moment. They haven't really played like them. But let nothing be taken away from Milan and their dominance. Evani. Now Massaro. Paolo Maldini. Well, the linesman has ruled that was over the line. Didn't look it from here. Still no real complaint from Maldini. Maradona. Now Zola. Rather aimless ball though from Fusi. Here's Evani. Again looking to take defenders on. RiJkaard is up with him and Colombo out to the right here. Three waiting in the middle. RiJkaard. Linking with Massaro. It's RiJkaard again off the uprights. Giuliani managing to push it onto that post. Well, some really slick and enterprising approach play then from Milan. It deserved better. RiJkaard as so often in the thick of the action. Back they come again. Baroni just easing things down as the crowd savour that flowing move then from Milan. RiJkaard with a shot, Giuliani with strong hands to it, and the post came to his rescue. Well, they've scored two, it could easily have been more. Maradona, who by his very high standards has had a very quiet game. RiJkaard, you could hardly say that of him. And for once the service was poor. Not so here. Tremendous move, and RiJkaard almost adding a third goal for Milan. Corradini. Napoli struggling to get any kind of foothold in this game. It's Massaro. Oh, with a splendid turn too. Still Massaro. Almost a hint of a trip then. No reaction from the referee, or in fairness from Massaro. But he was certainly threatening goal. He turned inside here. Corradini seemed to nick his legs from beneath him. Crippa. Cut out by Costacurata. Now Baroni. Here's Maradona. We really have seen only glimpses of his astonishing talent. That was one then. Francini. Crippa. Well, letting fly, but well wide of the target, which rather sums up the way this game has gone. Well, it wasn't Francini, it was Crippa. But in truth, Napoli have created very little. Baresi. Advancing imperiously for Milan. That's offside. Maybe Massaro through the middle, I don't know. Anyway, here's a change. It's Marco Simone, an Italian under-21 international. Signed from relegated Como back in the summer. Getting his chance here now laid on as Massaro gives way. And he has given his all. It's been a storming game up front. Yet to score a Serie A goal for Milan. Well, maybe this is his chance then today against a beleaguered Napoli. He's only got 7 minutes though to make his mark. Just as Napoli have 7 minutes to find some kind of lifeline. Very much second best on the day in this meeting of the top two. If it stays this way, Milan will join them now at the top of the table. Bit of ball juggling by Costacurata. Maradona taking on the senior role, taking charge of this set piece and hoping to inspire his team. Here's Crippa. Well, they really have been short on creativity, short on imagination, Napoli. I'm sure their coach, Albertino Bigon, will be far from happy with their overall contribution. Bigon in his first season in charge of Napoli, having taken over from Bianchi. Marco van Basten to Baresi. So much more conviction about Milan. Van Basten. That was Ferrara. Now Colombo with a chance to whip it in. In goes RiJkaard. And it was Corradini, the defender there, just managing to thwart him. So often he makes these runs into the box, Frank RiJkaard. Here he was again, in a threatening position. Third in the European Player of the Year awards in each of the last 2 years, RiJkaard. The top 3 places occupied by Milan players both times. Evani. RiJkaard on that near post. And behind him is Van Basten. And it's 3 for Milan. Giuliani could only look on and wonder then at his team's lack of defending. He's dived in here, Van Basten, ahead of Baroni. And with 4 minutes to go, makes it 15 in 17 league games now for the season. The European Footballer of the Year strikes again in devastating fashion. RiJkaard with the flick on, and Van Basten in on the finish as the two Dutchmen celebrate. And it puts the seal on a very, very impressive victory. Coretta making no headway. It was Baresi. Now then to Tassotti. They have been so much the better team, Milan. RiJkaard again moving so effortlessly through the midfield. And then in rather more unorthodox fashion finding Simone, who demands a save at least from Giuliani. Zola. He has Coretta to his right along with Crippa. Here's Coretta. And now Zola, who's onside. Timed his run really well. And it's Costacurata to hack it away. Safe handling by Giuliani at the other end. but beaten 3 times. And what has turned into an emphatic win for Milan. The keeper just got his fingertips to it, no more than that. Up comes Baroni. But not even a consolation, it would seem, for Napoli. Just haven't really been serious contenders in this game. Well, at least at the halfway stage, well, they were level then. But Milan have taken charge in the second half and really driven home their authority. Tripped by RiJkaard. Guess who wants the ball? But we certainly have not seen Maradona at his best today. Into the last minute. RiJkaard at full stretch. Now it's Costacurata. And they're on the charge again, Evani. Ancelotti out wide with the pass, and then there's an offside flag. Simone has been quite sprightly since coming on. Had that strike on goal too. Saved by Giuliani. Corradini. Just a question now of how much time the referee is going to add on. I think for Napoli that final whistle can't come soon enough. RiJkaard. Well, he says heartening news for Napoli that he's back in action again after injury. Certainly missed him. Maradona. Oh, cheekily done, but just offside. So quick to improvise, but Ferrara had gone too soon. Lovely flick then by Maradona. He was only just off Ferrara. Tassotti to RiJkaard. Simone's gone to the near post. And almost got his shot away too. It was Corradini who tackled him, and he is down injured here in some distress. But then it's been an afternoon of all-round discomfort for Napoli, who have been soundly beaten here, 3-0 by Milan. A really comprehensive victory in the end for them. And it means they will join Napoli at the top of Serie A. The two teams now level on points as Milan celebrate this win. We can now take a check on the top of the table after today's result. There we are, both on 36 points now. Then come Inter on 32 with Sampdoria, and then Juventus on 31. And this is how the bottom of the table is looking as things stand at the moment. Verona, the bottom club, and Ascoli just above them. But this has been Milan's day.